All right, so I am going to share just a little bit more with you today. I want to talk a little bit about the business side of doTERRA. And the reason why I want to do that, number one, it is an excellent opportunity and is really sort of an this wonderful extra offering of a product that doTERRA offers us that we don't even consider really at the very beginning. And two, I want to offer it because inevitably I will have someone come up to me in a couple weeks and say, how do I share this with my friends or family? I've been thinking about this person. So I'm just going to go ahead and get through it. It'll take about maybe 10, 15 minutes to go through. And I just want to share with you some of the opportunities available. And don't feel like there's any pressure. If you need to leave, please, whatever you need to do, but it'll only be about 10 or 15 minutes. So the first thing I want to share is that there are usually three different types of people within doTERRA. Three types are people that live the wellness lifestyle. They really enjoy the products, they use them regularly, they have started to incorporate them in all areas of their life. Then there are people who like to share their products. They share them with friends and family, and they actually share them enough they end up getting their products paid for. And then there are the people who we say are building. They are actively building a business to either possibly supplement and or replace their income. And they can also make an impact as they do that. So those are the three types of people, and you just sort of need to figure out in time, you don't have to do it tonight, but maybe in time, which type you feel drawn toward. So where are you? Right now, I just want you to consider maybe what your traditional jobs have been like in the past and how you may feel in a lot of ways that when you're at work at a standard job, that you are trading your hours for dollars, right? You go into that work, you do it, you come back, you've made your money. There's usually a limit on how far you can advance, which also of course then means on how much income you can earn, right? There's usually a cap. There's also limited time freedom. So what does that mean? It means that you go in and it's your job, it's your responsibility, your obligation to work X number of hours for that money. And so there is limited freedom, meaning you may not get to choose when your vacations are or how much vacation time you can take, whether or not you want to stay a month somewhere or 2 weeks somewhere else or travel regularly. And it usually turns out that you're building someone else's dream and supporting someone else's goals, their long-term vision versus what you want to do, what your dreams and potentials are. So that's sort of a traditional job, okay? And then of course there is authentic direct sales, which is when you put the work in, things like building a true residual income. And what that means is that as time goes on, you are making money as you're sleeping and don't even have to think about it, right? That is residual income. You put in some work and then it just continues to build and build and build. There are no limits on your advancements and how much you can earn. You can, as long as you're willing to do the work, you can continue to grow that advancements and earnings. There is the freedom to choose your own schedule. If you have kids and you want to be with your kids for a chunk of the day, if you want to put in extra hours, then you can start to build your own dreams, right? You get to choose how much you want to work, when you want to work, and how you want to do that work. Then you get to build your dreams, right? The dreams that you want to work on, the dreams that you are focusing your time and energy on versus someone else's. So why doTERRA? Here are a few reasons why you would even want to consider. So number one, with our product, we are the most tested and the most trusted. We've got a really great quality product and people feel confident using it. There are over 8.5 million customers around the world, including doctors and hospitals. And that actually, in the last 2 years, we were identified as the largest essential oil company in the world. And that is because people have found us to be trustworthy, and they are confident using the product. In fact, we've experienced doTERRA as a company, a growth rate very similar to Apple, $1 billion company in 7 years. That's pretty amazing. The other thing that's super amazing about doTERRA is that we have record-breaking retention. So the industry average is about 13%, and doTERRA's average is about 65%. So 4.5 times higher versus the regular industry average. So we also create partnerships with our growers around the world. We go into those communities and really try to improve the community as a whole, in addition to the people that are working with and sourcing our oils specifically. We're privately owned, and we are an absolutely debt-free company with no additional outside funding. So some great reasons. I want to tell you a little bit about a story about a man and comparing hauling buckets versus building a pipeline. So you may have heard this story before, maybe not, but consider there was a man in a village, and his job was to bring water to the village. So he was the source. He had to go every day to the water source, walk several miles to go and get it, take his buckets, fill them, walk several miles back, share them with the village. Then do it again. Go and fill the buckets, right? Walk there, walk back. So he was the source of water for the village. So he didn't have a lot of freedom in that it was his job, right? He had to be the one. There was an expectation of him. And so if anything happened in his family, his wife got sick, kids needed him, right? He couldn't necessarily take time off because he was the one bringing the water to the village. Well, he had this idea that he would continue hauling the buckets because that was his job, but this vision that he would be able to build a pipeline while he was not working. So he did continue working during the day, but in the evenings, he devoted his spare time to building this pipeline. So every day he would work a little extra, and continued this building a pipeline. And people thought he was crazy, right? They're like, it's just silly. It's going to take forever. There's no way you're going to be able to make that happen. Well, he continued working. And of course, by the end of his several years of really putting in that hard work, he had figured out and built a pipeline. So the water was coming directly into the village, and then he no longer had to haul those buckets. So think of that. Think of how that amazing that is. He put in a little extra time, and then he continued to build this pipeline. And now the pipeline supplies the water for the village, and he has more freedom. He has the time freedom to go and do what he wants to do. So how do we make money with doTERRA? Basically 4 simple steps. First, we do a little sampling. We share with our friends and family. Maybe they've come to our house and smelled it in a diffuser. Maybe we've given them an experience, or we're sharing extra experiences in a little sample. And then we'll teach them. And we have an oils class that we teach, a very basic 101 introduction, where we share the 3 cool things about oils and the 3 ways that you can use them. Very simple. After that, you can help your customers enroll, let them get started with essential oils, and then you're going to continue supporting them. So those are the 4 basic steps, and then it's rinse and repeat after that. Income opportunities. So there are, as you can see, starting with this little image here, you can earn as little or as much as you want. Yes, it does take time and effort, but the elite and premier at the beginning, that is sort of what you would look at for if you wanted to get your product paid for. And then if you wanted to supplement your income, you can look at these other higher levels. And then of course, beyond that, replace and multiply your income even further. So again, takes time. The average is between 3 to 6 months to replace your income. I'm sorry, pay for your product. Then again, these are averages, but maybe 18 months to 36 months to supplement income, and then on up from there for replacing and multiplying. So what does residual income mean to you? So for me, it means my husband and I went through a pretty difficult time a few years back. He had lost his income and I was still home. He had lost his full-time position that we had, that had become our we depended on it, and he lost that job, and I was working part-time, but mostly my job was being home with my kids. So working part-time was not enough to pay our bills. So we decided when he left that job that he was going to work from home. And so he started working from home, but I knew that I wanted to help take some of that burden off of us. We were also in a condo, and it was really, really important to me to try to get out of that condo and to start building money, bring in money to help us get a house. So this has been a huge opportunity for me to start feeling like I can share and help support some of the family and bringing in that income when, as his new job working from home was really starting to take off and get grounded. So how much time has evolved? I'd say if you are looking to get your product paid for, maybe 3 to 5 hours a week, and sharing and sampling and following up with those people just to make sure that you're checking in with them, knowing how things are working. If you are supplementing your income, 10 to 15 hours per week. And if you want to replace your income, we're looking more 15 to 30 hours per week. I don't know that anybody would be able to completely replace their income in less than 15 hours a week, but it is something that you can do over time, right? You can start small, and then in time, as you're ready, you can add more hours. So could this work for you? This is how it works. If you are passionate about oils, if you care about people, love to be out there and chatting with people and helping other people feel their best, and can you follow a system and get stuff done? Can you do what you say you're going to do when given the tools to do them? We have amazing resources, and so that's it. If you can do those things, this could definitely be something as a great potential for you. So what are next steps? If you have decided, or you know right now, or you want to think about it, remember those 3 types of people. Identify which one you are. Are you a where you live and learn the product and love the product and a user? Are you someone who wants to share with friends and family and help others learn the powers of these drops? Or are you someone who is going even further and really interested in building a business and sharing actively and looking for other people that want to do the same? Identify what type of person you are. And if you're a live person, great, fine. Thank you so much for your time. I totally respect where you want to be. If you are someone who is interested in possibly sharing and building, what can you do? First of all, attend the next Business Made Easy presentation. It's a little bit deeper dive into the residual income and the compensation plan. And then beyond that, getting connected. So signing up for these daily mentor calls, which helps you get your business off the ground and then start learning how to share. So that is it. I'm going to leave you with this quote. And suddenly you just know it's time to start something new and trust the magic of beginnings. So thank you for your time. And please, please, if you have any questions, definitely reach out to me. You can pause me tonight or reach out anytime. Now let's enjoy the rest of our day. Thank you.